All right.
Welcome to Roleplay Cafe. We're here today to play IDW in the Conan setting. So, Dale, Jordan's here, Todd's here, and our esteemed GM, Jason.
All right. Okay. Welcome all. Roleplay Cafe. Here we go. We're going live. The ashes were trampled into the earth, and the blood becomes as snow. Who knows what they came for, weapons of steel or murder? It was never known, for their leader rode to the south, while the children went north. No one would ever know what my lord's people had lived at all. His was the tale of sorrow. All right, you are on the Black River. You have just escaped in the middle of the night, thanks to someone you had met while in captivity, Zaylen Rowe, a Corinthian. He has broken you free, stolen a boat, and you now float rudderless and oarless down the Black River south. You had escaped from the Bear tribe. This is Kanajahara. And we need one of you to roll 3d6 for me for our first seed.
Go. All right, that is 9.
9. Okay, number 9. Okay, so it is the middle of the night. You float, in a way, aimlessly down the river. This boat is large enough for about 10 people, but he happened to just get you 4 out as he was in the same pin you were in. You left behind you who knows how many others, and you don't know why they were taken, as they were almost all of them adult men. So again, for Picts to take slaves, not necessarily, so who knows what they were about. But you have escaped. Fortunately, you are a few miles, and you would know this, of course, Valenzo and Noda, you would know this, that you aren't but a few miles north of your home countries, right on the Black River.
Ah, good. But we are just floating with the current.
Yes. Yeah,
okay.
You don't have any, unfortunately, no real control of the, and it's flowing moderate pace.
Do I know what the river is like ahead of here?
Yes, you would know that it skirts right on the forest. Right now, as a matter of fact, you are just outside of Bear, and it is skirting very tightly along the edge of the river. You do know of Eagle tribe, which is a few miles further west on the west side of the river. That's the Pickland Wilderness. West is not particularly the place you want to go unless you're hoping to trade with the Picts, or you're hoping to hunt treasure in old ruins, things like that. Your civilization, for the most part, is to the east.
Yes, but more importantly, for me, the river itself, is it navigable south of here? Where are there any rapids? Okay, so we have no rapids or falls or anything like that to worry about.
No,
okay.
Nothing that would be dangerous enough that would be a problem. You do, you know that they very often log and throw logs into the river for natural logging lanes, and of course, at any given moment, you can find picked raiders crossing the river to do their dirty deeds.
Okay. And you mentioned, Hakuna Matata, whatever you called it. Okay.
Kanajahara, that's the name of the country before it became Apollonia.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to explain that for our viewers at home. I knew that.
This predates the fall of Kunajahara.
Okay.
So what time of day is it, or night?
It is midnight. It is midnight.
Midnight?
Yep.
All right, we're basically on a raft here.
Yep. And it is large enough that it could hold close to 10 or 6 other people. So it's a pretty big boat he's stolen.
But it's just us 4 right now.
And yes, yep.
Okay, and what kind of do we have moonlight out tonight?
Yes.
Is the sky clear? Oh,
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, beautiful, clear sky. It is early summer, not too hot yet.
All right. So Valenzno is whittling on a piece of wood, a stick with his knife, and he's like, my friends. If we are to keep floating down the river here, perhaps we should lie lower in the boat so the pigs cannot see us.
Yes.
And then perhaps fire arrows at us from the shore. And then they will think it's merely a abandoned boat that's floating downstream.
Yes, you speak wise. I think the same.
Yes.
Lay low and keep your eye out for torches along the banks.
Yes.
We're not that far away from home.
Indeed.
Have any of you have food about you?
So right now you would be stripped to your loincloth, you'd be stripped to your clothes right now. Right?
Oh, okay, so we have nothing.
No armor, no weapons, right? You just escaped captivity of the bear tribe.
Is there anything in the boat for us to repossess?
Yes, actually. Yes,
Oh.
you can you discover in the boat there are a couple of bows with some quiver of arrows. There is a hand axe. These are fairly primitive. Bronze weapons, so a bronze dagger, bronze short sword. The bows are still fairly well crafted. The axe is fairly primitive as it is made of wood and stone. These obviously were left on this boat. That was probably a raiding boat.
Okay, I scramble over belly crawlwise and pilfer through it and pull out a bow and lay on my back and pull it and see if it's taut. Searching the arrows around.
Yes, there are quivers, a couple of quivers of arrows. You probably have 7 in one quiver and 11 in the other quiver. So there's that gives you about 18 arrows. 2 bows.
2 bows and the dagger.
And there's a bronze dagger, a bronze short sword, and a hand a primitive hand axe that's made of wood and stone. No armor, but you do have leather. I mean, you do wear some kind of leather or skins, right?
Since I already stated that I was whittling a piece of wood, let's just assume that I took the bronze dagger.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. It's fantastic.
Right. And then after that, Hector, whatever.
I'll kind of pick up the bronze sword there and admire the blade a little bit, and then turn my attention back to the river banks.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I will also take a bow and split the arrows with Noda if he's agreeable to that. Okay.
Yes, take you out. I've got 9 here.
Zelian is trying desperately with his hands to paddle and to kind of give the craft some kind of navigation. He's heads off the back, hands are in the water. He hasn't said anything to you since he whispered to you and you escaped. In front of you, you see this first, Hector, as you're scanning the banks. You do see in front of you in the darkness boats crossing in front. This is downriver. As you are floating downriver, you see hard to say, maybe half a dozen boats crossing the river under the moonlight.
Crossing the river. Okay, I kind of lean forward to grab Zelian's back and kind of pull him back into the boat and get down.
Yes, what is it? And he looks up. Oh, no. And he drops to his belly. These are dangerous waters. We have just escaped the bear. I fear we're going to run from one to another, I'm afraid.
What is this?
Oh, might be time to abandon ship.
What if we were to flip the boat over? Then it would look maybe. Is it like a log canoe?
Yeah, it's but it's yes, except it's wide enough to set almost 3 again 10 people, so it'd be like 3
Okay.
wide, maybe 4 deep. But yes, it's like a big tree they hollowed out. It's massive.
Okay.
Right.
No, I was thinking
there are some fishing nets, by the way. I'm sorry about that.
fishing nets too. Oh, fishing nets too.
Yeah.
So we either go ashore and try and go around them, or we go through.
We're short ahead to the eastern bank from the west.
They're going from the pick side from the west to the east to and you know that possibly. Oh my gosh, you're maybe 6 hours from Fort Tuscelan.
Okay.
Right on the riverbanks, right? And that, of course, is, you would all know just from being in this area, that is Valenus is the governor of Fort Tuscelan. He is a Kanajaharan, right? But that's about 6 hours
Can we not
down.
get this thing to the bank, Zelia?
He looks at you and says, we can paddle with our hands best we can, but crossing this river quickly in time, I don't know. You are slowly approaching. Again, you see now clearly there are 3 spread out. They have crossed the midpoint of the river, and you see 3 more as they're coming to the midpoint of the river. It is indeed just 6 boats. They appear to have 3, maybe 4 people in all of them. So there may be 9 to 12 crossing this river. You're probably 175 yards from them.
More pickle traders. Let's get to the side if we can.
Okay, which way do you want to go? East, west, bank.
We'll go east.
Okay. All right, so everybody together with bronze or nimble, you can choose either your brute strength or your nimbleness to help paddle and guide this ship. Right,
Okay.
That is a die 6 roll. So just choose whether brawn or nimble, whatever you think you're best at. Right.
Everyone, stroke to the eastern bank.
All right. I will use my nimble.
Yeah, I got it.
3. Yep. Oh wait. So if it's 3, I have plus, so I have to roll higher than the 3.
Nope, 3 plus. So you got it. Yep.
I rolled a 1.
Oh no, you did not get it.
No, that's what I mean.
Okay, so and Azelian is panting and gasping. He's struggling to do anything on his side. How about you, Hector? How did you do?
Got it.
Yeah, but both of us got it.
Okay, now what sides of the craft are you? Are you guys on the same side of the craft, or the opposite? Are opposite of each other? How are you?
I'm on the right side of the craft.
I'm going.
Hector, where are you at?
I'm going to be on the opposite side of the craft.
Okay. So fortunately, the two of you can keep it from just spinning in circles, right? And you are slow, but you're going slower than you would like. But you are at least navigating this thing slowly to the east bank. The river's moving faster than you are crossing, therefore you're losing real estate, but you are getting closer to the east bank. And it appears in about 10 minutes they're past midpoint, and you drift behind them and into the east bank. Or excuse me, they're headed to the east bank. Behind them, but into the east bank as they've already hit the east bank, right? Because they're going from west to east.
Be quiet. Be quiet.
They're probably 20 yards from you as you float in, and you hear them now speaking, and they are clearly speaking in Zagarian. Let's make a mind check for you, Valenzo, please.
Okay. Just gotta step out for a minute, guys. Sorry,
Okay.
got a little situation.
Okay. All right. Well, a Bosnian could also make this roll, I do believe.
Okay, I'll do that. Mind check. I got it.
Okay. You recognize that these guys are wearing the armor of this Prince Leog and his slaver units, right? These guys are part of his
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 order.
slavers. These guys raid and they take slaves. They return them to his camps in which they sell these slaves or ship them off, depending on where they're doing with them.
Hector, do you see that? Do you see the colors?
I'm back.
They're calling up on the bank now.
Okay.
The backs are at us.
Sorry about that.
No problem. Nada recognized these 12 warriors that just beached. They are Prince Laig's slavers. They are Zingarian slavers of Prince Laig.
So these are the guys that are crossing the river.
Yes,
Yeah.
and they crossed. You crossed right behind them, and you just hit 20. You hit 20 yards further south into the beach, and you can see them getting out of the boats, unloading, and they appear to be preparing to waylay a small village, an unknown village to you, but this is not uncommon, right? There are settlers. There people come from all over trying to make it out here.
Get to the side, quickly. And I'm doing as fast as I can. Layla,
Yes.
Victor, get to the side, get to the bank.
Yeah, Zalen squats beside you and looks. I have no weapons, but I do know that they have left their boats unattended.
This is good. And they've all come across that, right?
Yeah, they're all out of the boats and they're moving into the woods. And you do know there are villages along here. So
Indeed, but we have to get to the bank first.
oh, you're on the bank. Yeah, you're there.
Bank.
Okay, I thought we were still on the river.
No, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, you hit. You just hit 20 yards further south.
Right.
And
Gotcha.
saw them
Okay,
getting.
well, I'm pulling up or whatever. Yes, indeed. Let's make our way along the banks and cut those loose.
Yes, indeed.
The
And
river
then we
would
make our way back into the river. But yes, set their boats adrift.
Okay, I stay low. I pull up my bow, and I'm creeping along the river, half into it, basically with one foot, until I get up there, and then I want to start. Before I approach it, I want to listen to see if I hear anything.
Okay.
See if they've gone off.
Go ahead and use your mind for this. All of you can do this. I mean,
Yes. I went to see if they've left a guard behind. I can't believe they would not have left a guard behind the boats.
I didn't get it, Jason.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
No.
Nobody.
No.
Nobody.
Looks clear here to me.
Yeah. Counting heads, though, hard to say if there were 9 to 12 when they crossed. There certainly is not going into the woods. There's at least 9, but if you miscounted on the boats, there could be close to 3 left behind.
Zalian, your knife. Bring your knife forward. We need to cut these boats loose.
I have.
If they moored them to the.
I do not have a knife.
I have the knife.
I have nothing.
Excuse me.
What's
your character's name, Todd?
Valenzo.
Valenzo. That's what I mean. Valenzo,
Yes.
bring the knife.
I will slip into the water and make my way over to the boats.
Nice.
And cut them and set them off.
Yes.
Okay, I've got my bow overwatching.
Yeah. You do see moving along the shore now, coming back up from the north. One of these soldiers, as you cut free the first boat in the water, he doesn't appear to have seen Valenzo, right? But the boat is now rocking and moving as the water starts to take it.
Okay.
There's 4 or 5 more boats.
Okay. Well, I will move to the next one and try and get that one as well.
Okay. I'm watching. Hector, keep a lookout. Keep a lookout. And then I'll walk a couple of steps in and try to peer over into the. Obviously, they broke. They parted a clearing basically.
Right.
To where I can get more of a vantage point down that clearing. Right.
You do see 2 more, and they are following the other 9 into the woods. This last one clearly is walking the shoreline, watching the boats. And after about the 3rd boat is set loose and floating free, he realizes it, and he starts to run for the water, for the boats.
Okay. I'm going to when he's running toward the boat.
Yeah. He doesn't see you, Todd, in the water, right? He's looking for the boats. Okay.
Good. And I'll make my way to the 3rd boat.
Okay.
Okay.
And hopefully my companion will be able to take him down.
If you want to fire him, go ahead. Make a nimble check, sir.
I got it. 3.
Okay, this arrow hits him in the chest as he's running along the shore. Looks like he's about to dive in to swim for him as you hit him in the chest with an arrow. He spins, looks up, stumbles back, and now he's looking about, and he... Let's roll initiative, see if you can get another shot off before he yells. Great.
Okay.
All of you roll initiative, right?
6-sided dice.
Yeah, you just need to beat your nimble to go
Nimble,
first.
that's right. Okay.
Yep.
I did not.
Hector?
I did.
All right, so you two can go before he can. Of course, you'll have to go after him. But, Todd, you see this arrow hit him, and you see his facial expression change as he starts to turn toward his colleagues that are now
Okay, and
about.
I will throw the dagger at him.
Nice. Go. Roll that
Okay.
nimble. Hector, you are about 15 yards from it, right, in the woods. Okay, that doesn't kill him, but again, this hits him in the other opposite shoulder. He's now got a dagger in him and an arrow, and he now stumbles into the edge. And Hector, you can go before him. You have two actions. You can move 80 feet in 2 total actions, or you can move 30 feet in 1.
And how far am I from?
You're
from
about
him?
40 feet, 45, so you could get to him and attack in this one action.
Okay. So
Or technically, it'd be 2 actions, but you could get to him and attack.
Yeah. In that case, I will. Seeing the knife plunge into him, I'm going to rush with my sword raised and
Okay. All right, here we go. Go ahead and roll your brawn plus
my
to
brawn,
hit.
which is 3+. And no, miss.
Okay, so you hit him in the dark. You just missed time. You hit him. You both hit, stumble, and roll into the mud and the muck of the shore. And he bellows out. You see, of course, not immediately as you hear him yell out. You look and see the last 2 start to turn. You don't see the other 9. They're deeper into the woods now. You don't know what they're doing, but you do see those last 2 starting to turn. And Todd, you can see directly as Hector takes him out. You can see these 2 are slowly turning, right? And we're gonna roll initiative again for these 2 as they're now responding.
Okay.
Or I don't roll, you roll. Sorry.
Okay.
Hector, finish him. They're coming back. I just rolled a 6. I'm
I
good.
rolled a 3, so I'm good.
Okay.
Success.
All right.
Okay. All 3 of you get to go before him. Zellian, you obviously you've lost sight of where he's at because you're in the middle of this scrum, so you don't know what he's up to. Okay.
All right. So I have my bow and arrow, so I will make a attack on one of them.
Stand up out of the river.
Yep. Come out of the river, Rambo style.
Right.
Rambo style. Right.
Nice. Okay.
Okay. And I did it. Got a 3.
Nice. Okay. Okay. So you put an arrow in one of these as he draws now his sword and his shield, and he's stumbling toward you as you put an arrow in him. Okay, Hector, what are you doing now? You're rolling around on the ground.
I'm rolling around on the ground with this one guy, and I'm gonna kind of use the momentum to roll over with my sword and bring it down onto his back.
Nice. Just
Try
roll
that.
bronze. Brawn,
Yep.
I mean, excuse me.
Success.
Okay. Describe how you kill him in the banks of the river.
Essentially, like I said, I use the momentum to roll over, and I swing the sword like a headsman's axe, and basically bring it down onto his neck.
Nice.
Leave it on.
Yeah, he no longer, his eyes roll up. You almost decapitate him as he is silent. Okay. Nada.
Get him into the water. And I'm pulling the bow and I'm looking down there. They're coming toward me, right?
Well, they're really coming more now toward Todd because Todd stood up right parallel to him and put an arrow in one.
I've already got one knocked. I let it go.
Okay.
And it hit.
Same guy or different guy? Because Todd put an arrow in one.
Different guy.
Okay.
Hit him in the neck.
All right. Nice. Yeah, it hits him, but he's still on his feet. He stumbles.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine.
And he's charging toward. They're both charging toward Todd. I'm just going to roll both of them at the same time.
Sure.
As they charge into the water, one cuts the flank. Your flank, as you step aside, he cuts into your ribs. The other splashes and stumbles by you. Now all 3 of you are standing in the banks of this river. Hector is not 5 feet from you, 7 feet from you.
Yeah.
Right? And you, of course, are still about 15 yards, right? And again, no sign of Zellian, right?
Okay.
Okay, initiative, gentlemen, for round 3. These two are on their feet. Nobody else seems to be coming out of the woods. Nada.
All right, I didn't make it.
Nope.
Okay. How about you, Hector? Did you win?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're the only one of the group that goes first. So
I'm kind of getting on my knees from where I just hacked at the last guy, and I get up and turn my head to see the other two rushing at Valenzo. Is that your name?
Yep.
And I'm going to kind of spring up off of my knees and go for basically go for the one closest to him now.
Okay. All right, roll as you charge into this one. One of them is you've seen one of them cut him.
I'm going to use my special thing to do extra attacks right now.
Yep. Okay. Awesome.
That is a focus. So
you missed or hit?
I hit.
Okay, nice. Do you want to do that second attack?
Yeah. So I roll for that too.
Yeah. Do you want to hit the same guy? So you've hit him once.
I hit him once, and then kind of backpedal my sword and swing it back around into the other one.
Oh, nice! Going for both of them.
That is a 5.
So nice. So you see him step in. He cuts one, and then switches and cuts the other. Todd, they're both still on their feet, but they are stumbling. All right, it is Valenzo's turn.
Okay. Now on their attack, I'm going to invoke my special ability as a rogue, which is they get -1 to attack for 1 round equal to my level, right? So
right. Yeah.
So just to kind of give me an edge there. But okay, I will. So both are wounded. Is that right?
Yep. Yes.
Okay.
One has an arrow sticking out of his neck. Your friend here, Hector, is just carved into each of them. So he's stepped in, has hit them both.
Okay, so they're too close for me to be firing my arrow, I suppose.
You could. I would let you do that at. So I would let you use your rogue ability to avoid a negative here, or you could go ahead and create a negative for them, but then you'll shoot at a -1.
I will use my rogue ability to negate that negative on me.
Nice.
Okay.
So yes. So in melee, you're just.
Yeah. Just back.
Nice. Good. All right. Roll.
3 on the button. Okay,
good. So close. Right through his windpipe, through the back of his neck. He stumbles out into the river and stands for a split second, drops to his knees, and spills forward flat, and he's floating now away with an arrow sticking out of the back of his neck.
Nice.
All right, Hector. Nada, it is your go, sir.
Yeah.
There's still one left standing.
No. I roll 1.
No? Okay, whizzing by your friends, do I dare check to see if you hit one of your friends?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Shooting into melee. What did you roll?
1.
Ooh, Lord, you rolled poorly too. Okay, here we go. I'm going to roll 5+. 5+ means he hits somebody.
Gotcha.
Okay, 2. Into the water, right? You were just a little low, maybe trying to be safe, and you put it into the water a little early.
Gotcha.
Okay, round 4, gentlemen. This one is still standing. So roll your nimbleness for initiative. Again, no sign, Nada, as you keep one eye on the path that those guys took. No sign that anybody else is coming.
No.
Okay.
Yep, I got 6. Yep.
Okay, you get to go first, Todd and Hector.
All
I
right.
believe. Where are you at? Did you win?
No, I failed.
Okay.
Okay. So now that rogue special ability, that's only once you can invoke that per
combat. Once per combat. But you could do it a number of times equal to your round, half your round.
You mean your
but
level?
once per combat. Level. So if you were level 4, you could do it for 2 rounds.
Okay. Well, I'm only level 1, right? So,
right.
So I've used it. It's done. Right. So now I'm only at a negative, right?
Yes.
If I want to fire.
Now you have 2 actions. You could grab up one of these guys' swords.
Oh yeah, that's.
They also have shield.
I'll do that. I'll pick up one of their swords and attack.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you're using brawn now, though.
Brawn. Yeah. Nope.
Okay. No. Okay.
We're gonna miss.
And you 2 failed, right? So the last one on his 6. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3. He hits Todd. No, Hector. As you cut into him on that last turn, he turns to you, slices up, and wounds you for 1 point.
Okay.
All damage in this is 1. There is no modified. All damage is 1, unless of course you're facing a beast that does multiple wounds. But mostly 1 wound is the damage. So you've suffered Hector, and now it is Nada and Hector.
Okay. I'm gonna kind of grunt and groan as he hits me, and then I'm gonna bring my blade back around and try to finish him off now.
Okay. Do.
Okay. I'll roll for that. That is a hit.
All right. Describe how you kill him, as this was all he had left.
Okay. As he is driving at me and his blade kind of, I don't know where he hit me, but I'm going to kind of turn my blade straight and just kind of ram it through his midsection.
Nice.
As he's
hanging on the end of your sword.
Mm-hmm.
As he falls, I'm rushing into the middle of him.
Okay.
Get them, let's get them into the water. And I'm grabbing a hold of them and starting to drag them and find them out into the water. And I throw the knife back to Zelian.
Right.
Finish the job out.
Are you talking to me, you mean?
Yeah, Zelian.
Valenzo.
Yeah. Zelian is
I just need to switch
right?
names, like legally got to switch names.
Yeah.
So you still have 2 boats that need to be unmoored here and sent down the river, if that's what you're doing. There's still 2 boats moored.
Yes.
These guys, by the way, have armor, shields, and swords.
Yeah, I'm going to pick up one of their swords and pair it with my own.
And these are iron steel swords, much better than that bronze sword.
Okay. Pick up 2 of them.
I will take. You're taking both, or you want one?
There were 3 guys.
There's
right?
3.
Okay,
There's 3.
I'll take one.
Yeah. And they all have armor, 1 point worth of armor.
What kind of armor is it?
Just leather, a leather kind of armor.
Are you 2 both warriors? Is that what it is?
No, I'm an archer, but I look at Hector. Let's see. Give me the bronze one at least. I need something for close up.
All right.
So I grab the sword from him, whatever, and stick it inside of the belt loop or whatever like that. And they say, "Hurry with these boats! Cut them!" And I start cutting myself to break them loose until they're all unmoored and clumped and going down the river.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Now we can keep one ourselves if we want to.
Yeah, these have paddles, of course.
Yeah,
and they sit 4 each.
Okay.
So they'll sit 4. These are more traditional canoes.
I'll take the leather armor too.
Zingarian, as you think to yourself, 12 leg slavers offloading with canoes with no space for slaves. What are they up to, right? I mean, it crosses your mind. Slavers can't take back slaves in canoes with no room. That's just you would just think that, right? I mean, as a Zingarian, right?
Right.
They're here maybe for something other than taking slaves, right? Okay.
Okay. I'm taking one body and throwing them into one of the boats.
Yep.
And shifting it downstairs as a message or whatever like that to our home kingdom.
Okay. Now, do you guys want this armor? It'll give you a +1 wound.
Yeah.
It'll be destroyed after it takes that wound, but you would get
the armor.
The armor will soak 1 and then it's destroyed. But you do.
Oh wow.
So there's 3 suits of armor, so that would give you all a +1.
That's fine. Yeah.
Okay. Those of you who are injured, of course, you're going to have to. Let's double check the rules for injury. I'm not certain. I don't even have the rules up. Shame on me.
Oh shoot! Did I get injured? I forget. Now.
You did. You took a stab in the gut. You did.
Right. Okay.
To heal, let's double check this, since this is a little different than AIA. Wounds. You can heal 1 wound per day.
Okay.
Right? Or unless you have magical way of doing this thing. Or somebody who can heal with an ability. Okay, so you at least all have armor with +1. Once that soaks, it's destroyed, and you now have swords. There are shields as well. They're not really going to do anything for you as far as it's more for aesthetic, right? If you use a shield. Okay. You stand here, realizing now your flat, larger boat is here. This would be a boat you could take slaves in. The boat you floated away on. You have one of these canoes left with oars, and no sign of Zelian.
Where did he get to?
Zelian! I'm whispering along the bank. I grab one of their boats and pull it in tight and kick our little slave raft off in there, okay?
Okay, nice.
All right.
Let's grab the shields.
We should find our companion.
It seems he's run off. I don't want to lose the trail before the slavers attack another village. We must come up behind them. We're already dressed in their arms. We can grab these shields and follow up.
They will probably think that we are their companions in the dark.
Yes, let's do this now. Now is the time. And I'm grabbing one up and I'm scampering forward and go, come. Yes. Come. Zillion can make his own way.
Very well. I will not be traveling right up with you guys. I'm going to kind of keep back and to the side a bit, okay? So, all right.
It's fine. Hector.
So fortunately, you're on the east shore. You reconnoiter in the dark here. You don't believe you floated as far as Eagle on the west, which is a village of Picts. You think maybe you are 3 days march to Fort Tuscelan. Tucson.
Not from where we're going, like from where we're heading. Is it some kind of a pathway?
No, this is all forest and woods. Now, that doesn't mean, there are villages and small homesteads and things all around here where there's settlers trying to make a life.
But we wouldn't know immediately where they might be going to a village.
Right. But you know you're north of Fort Tuscelan. I mean, that's for sure. You know because you were at Bear. You were captured by the bear.
I'm just worried about this Prince Lagoo. Is that his name?
Leg. Yeah, doesn't matter. Doesn't make any difference. Whatever you want to call him.
That's fine. I'm slow. I'm creeping. I'm cutting through the brush when I can. I'm pausing every once in a while to listen and try to catch up with these guys as they make headway and trying to track them because they're obviously cutting through too.
Yeah.
You know?
So you follow for 20 minutes or so, 30 minutes. You begin to see through the woods. You see lights, like maybe torches or lanterns in the distance.
Down. Yeah.
And you hear, though, to the south, to your right, a scream, a high-pitched, terrifying scream of a victim, a male, in the woods to the south. What's in front of you? You can just see those lights through the trees. You don't hear anything. But south, maybe hard to say how far. This gut-rending scream.
That could be our companion. We should investigate.
Mayhaps it be, but I don't want to place us between our companion and these pickish slavers. We should look and see what this is an encampment. Maybe slit their throats in the night.
Okay.
Okay.
That's all right.
Okay. Yep. But that's what I'll do.
Okay. Sneak. You want to sneak in on them?
Yeah, I want to sneak in there and see what the situation is.
Okay. You don't have to roll anything. I know what you want to do. I'll just roll for them to see if they spot you. Right?
I'm just at the ready, bud, you know.
So as you make your way closer, Hector and Valenzo are kneeling and hiding back in the woods. Once in a while, you'll kind of see Nada's shadow as he paths his way carefully through the trees. You'll see him cross and dip and disappear. You sneak up to the edge, and you hear now some talking and murmuring. You now get to the edge of a camp. It looks like a temporary camp. There are multiple pins, not unlike the pins you just escaped from at the Bear. They are these Zingarian slavers are here. They are drinking. They are eating. They have in these pens women and children, no men. You do see heads on pikes around this, where they clearly killed the men and then they piked their heads. These guys are not savages like the normal Picts. They are more organized, but this is pretty savage work for Zingarian slavers. But they do have probably 15 in 5 pins, about 3 to a pin.
Okay, I look up at the moon and kind of get the ambient lighting. I know it's torch lit in here, but is it a full moon?
And there are 11 of these guys here, so they must have crossed the river for some reason and crossed back.
How thick is the canopy?
Oh, it's pretty thick. Yeah, I mean, you can just see these lights. You know.
I lay low and I slide saddle back to the two guys, and
So what is it? What do you see?
Zungarian slavers. It's as we expected. All the males' heads are on pikes. The women and children are all in the pens.
You said Zungarian.
Sorry, Pickish.
Oh no, there's Zungarian. You're right.
No, I'm just taken by surprise by that.
Sorry. There's Zungarian slavers.
That doesn't sound like them. Should we move on?
Oh, haven't you tired of the pens yourself? We lay low. They're drinking. They're eating. We wait till they get sluggish. This heavy canopy over. We can slip in through the night. Our friend here, I know his dagger will make short work of it.
Yes. And I can speak Zingarian too, so I can easily
shoot.
You're actually wearing their armor now.
And I'm wearing their armor, so we can easily blend in and make our way into their camp and take them out.
And you can speak Zingarian too. You would do this to your own kin? You're Zingarian?
Well, there is a part of me that is considering this whole endeavor. I mean, this is the way of our people.
Answer me now, and I reach over and grab your throat and push you back to the tree.
Okay. Take your hand off my larynx.
Okay.
Yes. I will do this. I am not a fan of the slavers myself.
You were in the pens yourself.
Yes.
No race should do this to another.
But I do not know if this will make a big difference one way or the other. In the grand scheme of things, my friend, the Zingarians will always be slavers.
Yes, but I don't wish to walk into the middle of something and get notified or noticed as something I'm not. I say we wait till they bed down. We take out the guard and slit the throats and release the slaves.
As you wish.
I doubt anyone else is coming back, as so soon it looks like their whole party arrived, other than the 3 we have taken out.
Very well. We will lay low until you say they are asleep, and we will take that out.
All right. I want to wait. Do I hear anything as far as their laughter?
They get louder as the night wears on. As they're clearly drinking more. They're now relaxed and noisier.
Okay. Okay. How long has it been? Because
about an hour and a half, 2 hours. You guys just huddle in here, sink in. It's about 2:33 in the morning now.
Come with, and we shall overlook over the from my vantage point.
Yeah.
All right. So we walk over there, and I'm gonna wait and see what's going on for a while.
Okay. All of you together are approaching. Are you approaching as if you're supposed to be coming in, or are you sneaking in?
No, I'm sneaking in right now.
Okay.
Not necessarily overly so, but I come up because we want to pawn it off if we get
all of you, or some of you hanging back.
I will hang back.
Okay. Hector, what are you? You going with him?
Ready.
Okay.
So I will cover you two as you go into the deed.
As you are approaching through the trees and sneaking, and of course you're hanging back. You can't really. All you can see is the shadows of them as they slink and hide and move through the brush. Valenzo, Hector, you almost bump into directly one as he stands away from the camp. As you come through the trees, you almost rub shoulders with him, and he looks up. You can see he is drunk, eyes crossed, slobbering, and he's clearly urinating out here in the trees. And he starts to look you up and down. You can see he's trying to place you.
Right. Oh, friend. Had a bit too much to drink there.
There, you're supposed to be watching the boats.
Yeah.
And you see this, of course. The minute he speaks to him, you're alerted, of course, Nada, that Hector's speaking to somebody right beside you. Right.
Okay. I want to make my way around. I'm just gonna walk up. All right.
Okay.
When I see he's talking to him, I'm shocked. I'll walk straight up there, and I'm going to skiv him right in his gut.
Okay. Okay.
And I'm going behind him and grabbing his mouth.
Okay.
All right.
All you need to roll is brawn. You can't miss him, but if you roll that brawn, you can kill him.
Got it.
You made the roll?
Yeah.
Okay, so you basically coup de time right where he stands.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he drops down.
Okay.
Urinates on himself a little bit.
He doesn't have a chance to scream out. Hector, you see your friend dispatch him with
I'm going to kind of lunge forward and like catch the body as it falls, and then kind of drag it around behind a tree.
Okay.
Hector, have you no stomach for this?
The pin.
Hector, have you no stomach for this? Are you not sick of the pins?
I'm not too keen on being thrown back into one.
Okay.
He has armor, and he has another sword, no shield on him, and a dagger. So if there's anything you want to take, you could.
Okay, I'll drop my brass sword right there and pick up the thing, hide the body in the side. Let's get him over here to the side and pull him over and kind of cover him
Valenzo,
up.
you hear not far behind you in the woods, crackling and rustling through the trees, and it is not silent. I mean, it's not moving as if it is trying to be stealthy or silent, but it sounds large. It sounds right to your probably 20 feet behind you to your right.
That close. Okay. I am going to press myself up as close to a tree as possible and hide.
Okay.
And get a look at what's going by.
You see this green and blue creature bathed in green and blue flame move through but the flame doesn't ignite the trees, doesn't ignite anything. It's like this magical. It comes through the trees, looks about as you press yourself against the tree. It is, for the lack of a better term, it is a demon of some type. It carries
humanoid.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
It looks a little like it's a demonized Zingarian, right?
Oh, okay.
What's left of the human form would be recognizable as probably the culture of Zingarian.
Okay.
Holding the head of Zaylan as he passes through with the head of Zaylan. He does go right by you, about 15 to 20 feet through the woods. Not trying to be quiet at all.
Is he going towards my companions?
No, he is crossing
Oh, okay, good.
perpendicular to you guys.
Okay.
Make a mind check though for me, sir.
Oh no.
Okay. He still can see the faint blue glow green as he passes. Eventually, you can't see it as he still makes plenty of noise passing through the woods. Okay. All right. Back to Nada and Hector as you stand now with a dead body at your feet, hidden in the woods, not far from the
dragging
camp.
the body up and cutting. Go ahead.
And then
kicking stuff to the side or whatever like that. And come with me. Come with me, Hector. Stay low. And then we're almost there to where I had a good vantage point before.
Lead the way then.
See yonder. When we pull up,
there are three on this side of as you come out of the woods here into the camp. Roughly, not out. I mean, I know you're not walking right into the camp. There are 3 fire pits glowing. One is almost embers. They've let it go out. There are 3 guys that lay here to the right on top of each other, half asleep, spilled. They're kind of all stretched out. There's one sitting on a stool, kind of slumped over. He is awake. He would snort himself awake as if he's supposed to be on guard. You can see scattered throughout the camp. There are there are these guys laying about, right? Some on bedding. Some of them are just laying where they sat down, drunk. And then you can see the 5 cages that hold these 15 slaves on the far side, right?
Okay. Why? Do you think you can work your way? Now, the one that's sitting on the thing, is he got his back to the woods, basically?
No, he's facing 2 of the fire pits. One is
Gotcha.
The farthest fire pit's embers. These 3 lay by directly opposite of him at a fire pit. He sits in front of the fire pit, kind of partially facing you and facing these fire pits and these 3 sleeping guys. But his head's down, and he'll snort himself awake. He'll shift around on this stool.
So that's all we see is him, and then 3.
3 that are immediately asleep here, and then you can see just passed out around the camp, farther away from you, or others.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So as far as our count in the camp, how many do you see, Hector? We dispatched with 3 of them back there, and the 4th here. There were 9 to 12.
9 to 12. Well, we killed 3 by the boats.
Yes. 3 by the boats, 1 here. There should be 5 to 7 remaining.
Yeah, if you do a head count,
yeah,
there's 11.
There's 11 in here right now?
There's 11 in here now, right.
Gotcha, but only one of them's kind of awake.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you make that shot with a bow?
We will see. You get at the ready to go in and dispatch the rest in their sleep, in their drunken stupor. All right, and I'm going to knock one, and I'm going to lay back, and I'm going to look at you, Hector.
And I'm going to nod back at him and then kind of walk out further into the open and toward the one guard that's awake.
Okay, and at this time when you're walking in, I'll let that arrow go.
Okay, now this will be, if you want a kill shot, it'll be at a -1 with nimble, but it would be a kill shot. It would be a kill shot if you get
That's fine.
Because he's basically asleep, right?
5. Got it.
Okay, so that's a kill shot. So it goes right through his temple?
Right through his neck.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
It hits him so quick he doesn't even fall off the. It's like he's quit moving about, so he's just sitting up now on this stool, dead. Right.
Okay.
Valenzo, you literally haven't heard or seen anything from your friends here for the last 10 or 12 minutes.
Make my way towards where they are now.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. I have to tell them what I just saw.
Right.
I'm going to.
So first you creep up on a body that's not one of your friends. You step over him, and right in front of you is Hector.
Okay.
As he's a little farther forward with his bow out. He's clearly done something, maybe kneeling in the trees. But Hector, you walk right up behind Hector. Right.
Okay. And I will just make my presence known to him, but to not shock him.
Okay.
All right. Surprise him. So. Okay. And I say, I've seen where Zelan is, and it's not good. There is deviltry afoot here in these woods this night. I saw a demon carrying his head, a glowing blue-green demon. It's not good, my friend. Not good at all.
It's a bad omen. We should be slaves and get out of here.
Nada, as a Bozonian, you would recognize this talk as a taker of the head, a demon taker of heads.
Now, they're a little bit off for me because I'm up on a little rise, so I'm letting it go.
Oh, okay. So you can't.
I told him to get ready to attack right after I shot that bow and take them out and dispatch them in their sleep.
Oh, okay.
So, but I'm knocking another arrow.
Okay.
And I'm sending it into that pile of body center mass.
So all you need to do to move from one to the other is make a nimble check here, Hector, as you move from one sleeping body to the next. One nimble check, right? And we'll see if you can do that without waking anyone.
Yeah. Okay.
And how many are there again? There's like 11?
Yeah. Well, now there's 10. He's killed one sitting on the stool.
Yeah, I did not pass that check.
Okay, so you kill one. You walk up and kill one, but in doing so, maybe a little sloppy, and the one beside him rolls over and starts to sit up, spluttering, looking blurry-eyed at you.
Okay.
And of course, you two would have opportunity to go before any other, right?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Can I attack then?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Fire my bow with that one who's just starting.
Now
to
he's
rouse.
awake, so you can't coup d'etat him here, okay? But he is awake, but you can certainly wound him.
Okay. Oh, terrible! No. Yes.
Okay, into the dirt.
Into the dirt.
Right at this guy. Okay, what about you, Nada? As you see, Hector has roused one of these.
For Mitra's sake! And then I'll let another one go.
Are you yelling that?
Under my breath. Yeah,
Oh,
about the same.
okay.
Okay, 5. I hit him.
Okay, so he now as it hits, he's kind of surprised in a drunken state. What is? And he starts to talk. It doesn't appear to rouse anyone else around him though, as he starts to move now and feel it. He's clearly inebriated to the point that he doesn't really. And he starts to get up, tries to get up, Hector, in front of you.
Yeah, at that point, I'm going to kind of bring my swords back up and slash at him.
Okay, so again, a nimble check, not to hit him, but to make sure you don't make
Someone
it
else
worse.
up.
Right.
That is a miss.
Oh, okay.
Can I
So you damage him, killing him, but his body stumbles away from you and trips over the last one that was laying here. And he now is grumbling and trying to stand up. You guys again are seeing this. You're seeing this guy now try to slowly stumble. He's getting up, looking about. Again, these guys are stoned. I mean, these guys are drunk.
Right. Let's just. Yeah, I'm just gonna get my
Take them
sword.
out!
Okay.
Yes, and I will drop the bow, draw the sword, and just come over.
Okay. Right. That's a nice weapon right there. I like that. That's one of those. That's one of those. Your son-in-law made?
My son-in-law made that.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
That's Orcrist.
Yeah, I was gonna say that looks like Lord of the Rings, right?
Oh,
It is.
Yeah.
He made one for every kid in the family,
That's awesome.
and me included. And they were all fictional swords. So my son's got Zelda's sword.
Oh,
My youngest
nice.
son.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
So again, same for you, Valenzo. You can't miss it, but it's gonna take a roll to kill him in one shot. Okay.
Okay. All right. So I can't. Okay, here we go.
Right.
Now this is going to be brawn, right?
This could be nimble or brawn
Okay, I will go with nimble.
because he's not defending himself.
I got a 6. Yes.
Okay, so you're on him. Literally, you guys see Valenzo streak through silently, very quickly, on this guy, driving his dagger into his neck and putting him down quickly.
Yeah, I just jump on him, mouth over his hand, and just drive it up through his. Up in here.
Set him up.
There are that's 4 down. That means there's 7 left. Again, scattered about the camp now. These slaves, some of these slaves now are realizing something's going on. They murmur, they look, they weep. They're coming over to the cages, peeking through. They're starting to want to talk to you, etc.
I'm going to rush over to them and wave.
Yep.
Tell them with my eyes, like
they with their eyes, they get it, and they with their eyes they point out the crude locks that shut these pins.
Yeah.
This will take a hammering, or a key, or a lockpick, right?
Turn back toward Linzo and say, "We need a key. A key."
All right. So, quick check of the one that I've just dispatched.
Okay.
Searching for a key.
Nothing on him. The 2 beside him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, the very first one that Hector dispatched has a key on it. Yeah.
Okay. So Hector's closest to the cage?
No. Yes, Hector is closest to the
Yes?
cage. Yes.
Okay, so I'll hold up the key to him, and I'll toss it to him.
Okay, nice.
And you kind of turn toward the cage and insert into the lock.
Okay. Yeah, and these, again, there's roughly 3 to a cage. They could fit a lot more, but for some reason they split them up. These are all children, and they come out so little, they grab you around the waist, they grab you around the legs, sobbing. If you're not careful, right, they could get very loud and crying.
Oh,
yeah. You can see women in the cage beside that are motioning like those are our children.
Right. I'm gonna kind of usher the children over to that cage and kind of like
okay.
Open that.
And as you open these cages slowly, moving from cage to cage, these women and children all unite. They come together. So the cages are all in the back part of the camp. There's 3 big cages and 2 smaller cages. They all meet in the middle of these cages, right? Waiting for what are you doing with him? They're all looking at you, anticipating some.
I'm going to point over toward Nada, over like on the edge of the camp, and say, "Head his way. We'll be there."
Okay, and they usher through, stepping around these drunken slavers, over them and around them. They seem to get to Nada out on in the woods outside the camp. The glow of these torches and fire pits.
Okay, I was firing over their head while they're coming up to me. Stay here. And then I'm going to take off running very quickly down there, strapping my thing and pulling that sword out. And I'm going to start hacking heads off of sleeping bodies right now.
Oh, okay.
Do
do all of you want to engage in this?
So, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, y'all should engage.
Okay, so
Oh, wow.
that's a nimble check. So that's there's 7 left. So that would have to say 3 each for you guys.
Okay.
So 1 nimble check for you to see if you can get it done. Did you?
Got it. Yeah.
Okay. How about you, Todd, to see if you can do it fast enough before you wake somebody up?
5. Yep.
Okay,
That's
and
1.
Hector, nimble.
Yeah.
Nice. So you guys quickly move through these guys, coup d'etat, right? Putting them away. Coup de grace. It's coup de grace, isn't it? Not coup d'etat.
Yeah,
coup
coup de
d'etat
grace.
is the political.
Yeah.
Coup de grace. Excuse me. There's too
Yeah.
many coutas. Coup de this is a
Yes.
coup de grace the slavers. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
We're gonna need a 3-die-6 roll for another seed, gentlemen.
Here we go. Let me do it.
Go ahead. Do your well.
Okay. I got a 5.
Oh wow! Oh, that's awesome! Awesome! Oh my god!
Yeah, you'll see me stand up with the spray all over me. You got what they deserved.
I will be cleaning my blade off on their own bodies.
Yes.
Clothing.
Nice.
Fill of everything. The filthy.
There is a small chest here, hidden by one of these setting by one of the fire pits. It's loaded with gold coins. Obviously, the slavers pay for selling slaves. Hard to say right now unless you want to stop and count how much, but it's a small box. You can carry it.
Yes,
Yeah,
we should. And I explained to Noda what I saw in the woods earlier with the demon, the taker of heads.
Yeah.
The demon, and I would notice this, right?
Yeah, as a Bozonian, you know that this is known as the taker of heads, and usually a Pictus witch or shaman summons these and sends them to do their bidding.
There's a witch or shaman about.
Why Exelin would be a victim? It could have just been bad luck, crossed its path.
Yeah.
And it was heading, by the way, north, as Valenzo would be able to tell you, it was heading north.
If he tells me it's heading north, there's a witch or shaman about. Which way was it heading? North.
Mm-hmm.
North.
Yes, we should stay away from that. Maybe it'll go take some heads of the slavers up in that corner.
We have now. Did we get rid of our larger boat? Did we set that adrift?
Yeah, I did. And I kept one of the smaller boats. Yeah.
Because now we have all these women and children.
Yeah, I know.
Trying to gather information from
Yeah.
Is there another village near here?
They tell you there was a village not a quarter of a mile from here that they raided, burned, murdered all the men, and brought them here anticipating a larger boat was coming tomorrow to haul them away, is what the slavers had told them. They would be kept here until they could be taken away in the morning.
Well, is there another village nearby where we can go?
Gosh, yes, but maybe 3 miles? 3 miles east of here.
We should make for that village then.
Mm-hmm.
Try and give this demon as wide a path as possible.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, so do you want to then march east from here through the woods? It'll take you a little longer than a normal 3-mile walk because of it's dark and because it's thick trees, right? So about an hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah, but these people want to go to this village, right? Because it's not to the fortress.
They don't have anywhere to go. I mean, they're trusting you, so it's. But they do know of this village.
Yes, and we need to take them to this village because we have no food or water for them.
Right.
No supplies.
Ourselves.
Yeah, and of these 15, 6 of them are little children, right?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. Stay with your mothers and let's move forward. Make haste.
As you travel through the woods, it's going to take about an hour or so by your reckoning, depending on the quality of the moving through the woods. As you arrive at the village, in about an hour and 15 minutes, pretty good time. The sun is not yet coming up, but where it's about 4:30 or so, you think the sun may be coming up shortly. You arrive. People are sleeping. There are tents. There is a palisade, believe it or not, to the left of this village, a palisade fort wall. However, it's run down. It's dilapidated. It looks as though they put their village where an old fort used to be. And as you come in, and they all move to the center of this little village, you see tents. These are skin tents. They're made of skins. Some of them are thatch roofed, poorly built huts, things like that, right? And no one appears to be awake or even hears you come in. At some point, some of the kids start to cry and murmur, make noise, and it isn't long before a couple of heads pop out. These are men. They come out with spears and arms, obviously anticipating they could be raided. You see them talk and mingle with these women and children. They hear the story. One of the men, possibly an elder of the tribe, comes over to you and says, Zingarian, you all wear the Prince Slaver's armor. What is this?
Aye, but it's stolen. We are not slavers.
You're stolen off their bodies.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, then you have done good. You have done good for these people.
We returned these women and children to you for your safekeeping.
Yes, good. Unfortunately, this has been happening a lot of late. Not just the log slavers, but the Picts. The Picts are amassing.
And there's a shaman or a witch in your midst somewhere.
Yeah, Zogar Sog is his name, and he has. Where have you been to not know what's happening in the region? Rumor is he has organized. He has united 16 tribes into a large army. There is great fear. Zogar Sog has beguiling powers over these Picts.
We were in the pens ourselves, escaped downriver. Then we saw the Picts crossing.
Then it is even more important that we get to Fort Tuscelan,
Yes.
or whatever. Yes, and warn them of this new threat in the region.
That is a good idea. It is but 2 days. Let me look at the map here real quick, make sure I know from where you're at. It is about 2.5 days southwest of here, along the river. But you've been there before at some point in your journeys.
Can you spare horses?
He looks about and he says, "We have no horses. We don't."
Then we'll best have to go by foot. 2 days travel.
Yes.
Tell me everything you know about what is the guy who
Zogar is he arrived but months ago. At least we became aware of him just months ago, and we heard rumor he had organized 16 different tribes into a unified force. He has even rattled old Grom, the great chieftain of the Picts of the clan of the Turtle Clan. And as you know, Grom is not easily upset. This witch is known to summon great panthers and demons, and of course they use the Shocking ape men to do their bidding.
Then it would be wise for you to repair this fortification and stay inside of it. We will go to the fort and let them know.
Yes, we will begin that. And he starts barking orders to his village mates, etc. And they start scrambling about. They start to head into the woods with axes, starting to fell trees to start repairing the walls of the
All right, Mitch will be with you, and then I turn around. Let us go.
I
make a toward the women.
Do you want to force march? You want to run?
I think time is of the essence. We should.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So what we're going to do is make a bronze check. The bronze check is just going to determine how fatigued you are when you arrive. If you fail this, you will be at a negative as you've been up all night, and you'll be fatigued.
I must be really charged because I got a 6.
Yep. Sweet. Okay.
And you got it too? Okay.
I'm a little peaked.
Okay.
Yes.
And how about you, Hector?
Yes.
You made it?
Yes.
Nice. Okay. So you run all day, stopping only to drink from the streams and to eat nuts. Maybe the archer ranger can along the way get a rabbit. You might stop long enough to skin it and eat it, and then back on your feet running. You do this all. You might stop long enough to sleep an hour here and an hour there through the night. Get on your feet, moving through the darkness. You have a pretty good idea of where Tuscelan is. As you're moving through the second day, about midday, you stumble into a clearing. And really, ultimately, being led, I would say here by Nada, as he and Hector both made great rolls. You're taking up the rear, Valenzo, right? You're a little bit peaked. You Ranger, you stumble into a clearing, tripping over a body, and not falling down, but tripping over a body. And as you look about, you find there's about six bodies here, all headless. Their heads have been removed. These were soldiers, probably not unlike your Bozonian from Fort Villatrum.
Yeah, I stop in the middle of it and turn around as the other two are breaking into the to the area.
They have been.
I start looking around immediately for tracks of the beast that it's laid about.
There's no physical evidence of the beast's tracks. However, obviously the fact that their heads have been removed is clear evidence of this demon head taker. Also, they are fully they have weapons, spears, shields, and they'll have fishing kits and a couple of survival kits.
Okay, take what you need, but be quick about it. Time is up.
These survival kits have tinder and flint, stuff like that. Food, wine skins.
What soldiers are these? What soldiers are these?
They are from Fort Villatrum.
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 It's not where we're going.
No, it's further east inland. It's a stone fort. It's a lot more. Tuscelan is a wooden palisade fort right on the river, so it is susceptible to attack. Right.
So Bosonian, they're not Bosonians, basically.
Yes, they are. Yeah,
they are.
Yep.
This doesn't bode well.
So you said there were survival kits and there was fishing.
Yeah, two fishing kits among this troop, and 2 survival kits. Right, and I can give you the details of what are in those if we need to.
Yeah.
If it becomes a
Yeah.
But just make note that you got 2 of each on these bodies, right?
Okay.
They clearly, it looks as though a couple of them tried to put up a fight, because they're wounded and they're wounded on their chest, their back, right? But they have their heads removed, right? And those heads aren't about, by the way. This thing's collecting heads.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right. I'm taking off running again.
Yep. You run again the rest of the day in the afternoon. You arrive you're about 400 yards from the fort as you come out of the woods and onto a rise. You see the fort, you see the river, you see the fort. You now have it in your sight. But right before you descend this, you are surprised as coming out of the woods is a giant, shocking ape man, and he. You all need to make a. You all have to make a
nimble.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. Thank
all
you.
right,
Nimble.
got it.
I can't remember. Nimble.
That's fine. I'm like,
how about you, Hector?
And then I'm like, oh my gosh, got the ready.
So Nada made it. Okay, now unfortunately now, Todd, you're brawn. You failed your brawn roll, so every roll you make is at a -1. Okay, sir. So did you make your nimble at a minus?
I still made it with the minus.
Good. Okay. How about you, Hector?
No.
Okay, so you're going after this shocking ape man. This is you've heard of the shocking ape men. They're these grotesque ape-type men that do the bidding of the Picts savages. This thing is huge. It's twice the size of a normal man. Okay, as it comes out of the woods again, just 400 yards from the fort.
By the way, it's been a day. Do we heal our wounds?
Not on the run. You didn't get a chance to rest, so unfortunately, no, because you were on the run the whole time. Yep.
But you do have armor that'll soak one now.
Right. So remember that armor. Yep.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so Nada, you would get to go first, sir, on round 1 as this creature stumbles into your path.
All right, I'm back up. I'm notching. I'm taking steps backwards.
Okay.
And then I fire one off and hit.
Oh, nice. Let me double check his wounds. Okay. You did hit?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, and that would be now Valenzo. It's your turn, sir.
Okay. And I will attack the ape man with my iron sword.
Okay.
5.
Woo! Damage. Nice.
So that's 4, but I still make it.
Yep. So you step into this ape man, cutting into his large, huge thighs. He's
muscular. Yeah.
Right. He's got these muscular thighs, large gluteus maximus, powerful creature. Okay. He reaches up, screaming, and I'm going to roll here randomly for you 3 again. 1, 2. That'll be the Nada.
Yeah.
Valenzo will be 3, 4, and 5, 6 will be Hector. 6. Gotcha. He leaps with both arms and comes down on Hector with 1 attack, but this is a leap attack, and it does a little more damage. Both arms as he descends from the trees as he's leaped, and crashes down on Hector, doing 2 wounds of damage and knocking you. Now make a brawn check to stay on your feet.
Okay. No.
Okay, so you take 2 wounds, and he knocks you on your back. He knocks you prone. It'll take you one of your actions to get up. You still have another action.
Yeah.
And it is now your turn, sir.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I am going to roll back onto my feet or rather onto my knees and swipe my swords at its ankles and try to cripple it.
Good.
Yeah, I'm gonna attack him twice with that.
Nice, perfect. Go.
First one misses.
Okay.
The other one hits. Yeah.
Nice. Cutting into its other thigh as you slice and slice. Okay, we are at round 2. This thing is bellowing, screaming. It actually, there is some semblance of intelligence in its eyes, which is even more terrifying. This is not just a stupid creature, right? Okay, nimble checks, gentlemen, to see if you go before it.
Okay, I got it.
No.
Pass.
I got it. You got it? Okay.
All right. So Hector, Nada, the ape man, and of course Valenzo will go last. Let me double check one more time. Yep, good.
Okay, I'm rolling up right in front of his eyes, yelling, "Beast, stay back!" And then I'll pivot to where I'm trying to get his attention, and I've got a bow and arrow, and then I'll let loose right at it.
Okay.
All right, and I hit it.
Okay, so you hit it, damaging it, of course. Because you screamed at it and hit it, it turns its attention on you.
Good.
Okay, Hector, it is your go.
Okay.
Taking advantage of that, I'm gonna get fully back onto my feet now and take my sword toward its back.
Okay.
Okay.
+1 at its back.
That's +1. That's a hit.
Okay. Damn. Oh, nice. So you stab it between its shoulder blades. This huge back on this creature, and he swings out at your friend Nada with one of these long, large arms, and Nada manages to backpedal and duck away as it swings with this clawed hand. Valenzo, it is your turn, sir.
All right, and I will drive upwards with my sword into the creature.
Okay.
Hopefully, hoping to gut it and send its innards splashing down onto the ground.
Nice. And +1, by the way. You had a -1, but +1 because its attention is on him. No, you didn't.
Nope.
Okay.
No.
No. So I would assume you hit it. It just didn't change its. Right. Yeah. It wasn't enough to bring it to its knees. Okay, nimble checks for round 3.
Okay, made it.
Fair.
Yep.
All right, Valenzo. What about you, Hector?
No.
Uh-oh. All right, its attention is still on. And you go first, Nada, then Valenzo, or Valenzo, you go first. I don't
piggyback now, by the way.
What's that?
Am I like riding this thing piggyback now, by the way, because I got my swords on its back?
If you want to, yeah, you can basically be hanging on, right?
Like a rodeo bull.
Nice.
So, bring it down.
Okay,
that's awesome.
All right, I made it, so it's my turn, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and this thing's coming at me, and I'm firing another one. Stock still-eyed. And it's a 6. Got it.
Okay, another arrow into its chest as it screams out, still coming. Valenzo, it is yours again.
Once again, with the sword. Trying to drive it up underneath its chin.
A +1, right?
Okay. Yes.
Okay, describe then, as you do this, how you bring this shocking creature to the ground.
Just drive the sword. So it goes up through here.
Yeah.
And goes up through the top of his head. He's
nice.
skewered.
Oh, that's awesome.
Wide-eyed look on his face.
That's
and
awesome.
Then I yank it out and let him slide to the ground.
Make a brawn check for me there, sir.
Yeah, okay. 6, yeah.
You manage to, as it starts to fall forward, you realize, oh my God, this thing's 800 pounds. Plus, there's a guy on his back named Hector. It's like 1,200 pounds. But you're able to pull the sword free as it crashes. If not, it would have fallen on top of you. Right?
Yeah.
You manage to step aside, draw the sword out as it hits the ground. This 800-pound shocking ape man.
Yes.
Woo, nice. Okay, now you stand definitely fatigued, sweating, exhausted, cramping. Hector, I believe, is in a bad way, right? You're pretty beat up.
Yeah, I used my armor to soak 1, but I'm at 3 wounds left.
Right. Okay. And you're about 400 yards from the Tuscelan fort, which from here looks to be looks to be in okay shape. It looks as though it's not under attack or anything.
Are you all right, Hector?
I am kind of stumbling myself up and climbing down from its back.
I grab his back and I help him stand up, and I say, "How much more shall we face before we reach the fortifications? This is the pickish beast. They've come across the river. Mm-hmm. Why hasn't the fort defended this area? And then let's go. Can you run?
We have to find out."
Okay, so I'm gonna take off running again as best I can to try to get to to the door.
And Hector, excuse me, not Hector, Valenzo, you know, as a Zingarian and having dealt with Picts at times, probably, that they have to send these things. They send those Shock and 8-men out to do their bidding. So I mean, this is not a random thing, right? This creature's been sent to do its thing.
Okay, so
why it's here and why you stumbled across it, hard to say.
Right, and there may be more.
Oh God, yeah. However, you've never seen one this big before, right?
Okay, all right.
Most of them are normal humanoid size, maybe a little more muscular, right?
All right.
So it was moving though, as you were coming from the northeast, southwest. It was coming as it kind of intercepted you. It was coming directly south. So it's as if you crossed its path. As it was not heading toward the fort. It seems to have been heading directly south. But it could have heard you and cut you off. Who knows? But it may have been headed toward the fort as well.
Okay, I'll pull up short to this fort that we're heading to. Listen, let us take these armors off, or at least the talbot or whatever we got on us, identifying us as Valerian.
Right.
Before we get stuck.
Yes.
And then I'm starting to rip it off. And after I do, I'll start walking up to the entrance of the fort. You know what I mean?
Right.
Hell, guard. And it's night, right? Or it's
no,
morning?
it's 3 in the afternoon, right? You guys made good time. You got here by 3 in the afternoon, 4. It is a beautiful day. The fort palisade gates are open. There are villagers and people trafficking in and out. This is a wooden palisade, wooden fort. You've been here before, fairly decent size. As you enter, a lot going on. There are soldiers about. Most of these are Bosnian archers, Bosnian.
There was no gate guards at the gate or anything?
Yes, sure. But they're not stopping.
There, and I tell them, you let your villagers out here, or we just ran into a pickish 8-man. There could be more. There could be more out. Not more than 400 yards that way. Can't you see? He's bloody and wounded from this. And we need to speak with your the fort commander.
Yeah, he steps back and Bosnian, well met, Mitra be with you. He points over his shoulder. There in the main building is Valinus. He is our governor here in this area. Go there. Tell him your story.
Keep a sharp eye. I am not joking about this.
No. He turns and hits a horn, and they begin to shut the gates as he blows a horn, and those in the area locally come streaming in. Once they get the big gate shut, they open a smaller gate to let people continue in. Foot traffic. You see guys mount the walls. The horn tells them alarm, tells them emergency. They're mounting the walls. They have responded to your information. Valinus meets you out front because he hears the horn, so he comes out. What is up? And he sees
Valinus.
Valann.
Well met, Valinus. My name is Nota. I'm here with.
You are Bosnian. He reaches out and gives you the warrior's handshake.
Yeah, and we clasp each other and
fellow Bosonian.
Yes, I've been held in slave pens north of here by the it was Valerians, right?
No. Just Picts, the bear tribe. The bear tribe Picts.
Yeah, the Pict bear tribe, and coming south along the river, we saw some more Pictish slavers.
That is not unheard of. Unfortunately, here in the frontier, there's only so much we can do. People come here, they know what they face.
Yeah, but this is on your door, and I have more news. There's we just encountered a Pictish 8-man, and as well heard from a village north of here that Zogar. No, excuse me.
That's right, Zogar Sog.
Yeah, Zogar Sog. We've been told has been forming a tribe of 16 tribes.
We had heard rumor about some shaman organizing the Pict tribes. This is now confirmed.
Yes, and we ran into him there. What's your character's name, Todd?
Valenzo.
Tell him what you saw.
I saw a bluish green demon making its way through the woods, carrying the head of our companion that escaped with us from the Picts.
What does that tell you?
A demon head taker. That is shaman work. That is witchery. And a shocking ape man. Yes, it looks as though they may be preparing for their raid upon us.
Indeed.
Yes,
you look weary.
I am very weary. I do need rest. Yes.
Weary and injured.
Talk to Adelphus in the kitchens. He will feed you, and he will give you room to rest.
Okay.
I will organize my men, as you can see. And he walks over and he huddles up with all of you. I am the governor here in the region. These soldiers are green. If they hear these stories, I don't know how many of them can stand the stress of these stories. So please don't share these stories with the other soldiers here. You definitely notice they're young men. These are young soldiers. Right?
How many soldiers do they have here?
He says, well, those in the fort right now that are not currently patrolling, we have about 40 men here.
Okay.
And I'd scarcely call them men. The commander at Fort Velatrium is only provided us these young green. His philosophy is that get the green soldiers here and find out what it's like to face these Pict, and it'll make them greater warriors. But he has not seen what I have seen with these young soldiers.
Let's take your leave to get
Stories of head takers and shocking ape men would only ruin morale.
We leave that to your discretion. I need to take my leave. Hector here, he needs his wounds bound.
Yeah,
he's bleeding.
I must rest too.
Possible broken.
So
bone.
They feed you and they give you a room. Adelphus brings in a maiden, and she does some kind of a first aid and healing on you, Hector, to give you 2 wounds back. Right. So you'll get your day rest plus this healing.
Right.
Hector.
So that puts me at full.
Right. If you guys have injury, 1 back for a full day's rest. Right.
Okay.
If you need more treatment, then she will come to your aid for 1 more wound, of course, today.
I'm fine now.
So over the last couple of days, you've been resting, healing. You have watched these young Bosonians do the best they can. They are clearly green, but they do keep their watch. But unfortunately, before dawn, the drums started, Pict drums on the other side of the river, and they've been going now for hours. These Pict drums,
no.
And you're starting to see these Bosonian soldiers weak-kneed and losing faith. They can anticipate what is coming.
Right.
You don't see any movement across the river from the fort walls, but you can hear these thundering Pict drums, and they go for hours.
I'm walking along the wall, giving encouraging speeches.
Okay.
We slayed a score of them along the river that was coming over to gather our people as slaves. We released women and children. They had all the men on the heads on pike, but we 3 took them down. You can do the same.
Heads on pikes. My God.
Ah, belly up, boy. Belly up, boy. Still yourself. This is what you signed up for.
Velinus comes out and says you need armor. So he has 3 valets basically come out to you and say he's willing to give you armor. These are +2 wound soak armor, so you can soak 2 wounds before they're destroyed. It's brand new armor.
Cool.
He provides you with spears or pikes. These are used from the wall. They give you distance and range if anybody tries to climb these walls, right? They allow you to attack in melee, but from a distance. Okay? Pikes.
Gotcha.
And, of course, along the walls are mostly Bosonian archers. That's what they're doing here, right? These archers. Right. They all have swords and melee weapons for hand-to-hand grapple. these are wooden palisade walls, so there's not a whole lot of defense mechanisms here other than wood spikes and these pikes that many of these, like every third soldier has these long pikes that they can use to stab at any of these raiders.
Right.
About 10 o'clock in the morning, as you suit up and you walk the walls, if that's what you want to do, you could always hide and escape out the back.
Yeah, we can do whatever we want to, but I'm walking along that wall, giving them encouraging speeches.
Okay.
Even something like that. These were obviously villagers, your own people that was taken in their sleep, and they're women. You know what I mean? Like unarmed men.
Right. About 10 o'clock, the horn, one of the Bosnians hits the horn, and everybody goes to the walls, including Valinus, who's now in his armor with his shield and his helm. He's ready. And you look out over these walls, and now you see them come out of the woods, hundreds, into boats as they begin to come across. And you can still hear the drums rumbling as they're now crossing the river in these 3 or 4 man canoes. Some are in larger boats.
If there is any archers on the wall?
Yeah, everybody on the wall has a bow. They're all archers.
I'm standing right with them.
I will be there too. My bow.
Of course, get middle of the river.
And you will have a bow too, Hector. I mean, they'll hand out bows, and everybody's got.
Yeah.
You hear Valinus take a position, and he starts barking orders, archers. And you see that they've got these coal pits where they can light. They can light these. And he tells them when they hit the shores, we fire into their boats, but not until then because they're too far, right? So everybody make a roll as you fire these as he barks out the signal and fires on these. I
just want to hit them before they step out the boat.
Yeah, this is a nimble check, right?
Yeah. This is all nimble because Yep.
It's made it.
Okay.
Yep.
You made it too? Okay, how about you, Todd?
Yep.
Woo! And okay, so these hit, hitting some of the picks, some into the boats, and you see them erupt in flames. Some of them burst into flames, some hit the water and die, but quite a bit of fall in the first round. Round 2, that was round 1 as they hit. The drums still thundering. There is now a row that have they're crossing the grounds. On round 2, you can fire again, right? As these guys are now moving to the fort walls.
Got it. No hit.
Oh, I didn't get any, unfortunately. You did?
Not for me.
So just 2. Okay. So this first run, about 30 or so hit the walls, and they're climbing these walls. They literally will stick their hands in these because palisade are usually lumber that is put together and tied off, and they're sticking their hands in and they're trying to come up these. And now you can switch to these poles, or you can fire on the next wave coming with the archers. It's up to you. Yeah,
I'm gonna drop my bow and pull up a pike and start stabbing down at them.
Nice.
I'm still firing off at the homecoming.
Okay, and there's about 30 points worth of warriors here. So first, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you, Del. You said you were shooting?
Oh, I just said I'm firing the bow and arrow at the next wave.
Okay, the next wave.
Up.
Okay.
Yeah, that are arriving.
How about you, Valenzo? Are you shooting at the next wave, or are you fighting?
I am using my bow. Yes.
Okay,
next
good.
Wave.
Okay, so let's shoot at the next wave because that's all you've got to do is shoot. Oh, but I got two on that.
Hit.
No.
Yeah, I hit 6.
I did not.
Wow, nice though. That's not bad. Okay, now Hector, you with some of those at the wall. Your brawn check for this thing. Oh, and these soldiers, unfortunately, not doing too well with these pikes. They're rattled. They're young. They're a little bit impatient. And around you, as you see them poking, it's just sloppy. As some of these guys are to the top of the wall with their hand axes, etc. But you, sir, roll to see what you do.
What I do, I rolled a success on the brawn check.
Nice. Okay, so you drive this pike into one and into another and another as you waylay 3 of these guys as they start now to get some over the wall. You hear the drums still thundering. That second wave now is at the wall. There's just 2 waves of these guys, right? You're looking at about another 30 or so, right? You can fire on these guys now, or you can fight in melee here as they're now trying to get into the fort.
Yeah, I'm just shooting straight out of that wall.
Okay.
I get another hit.
Oh, and I got 2 hits.
All right.
I missed again.
Wow, Valenzo's a little bit shaken. Maybe there's so many targets he can't find one. Right, Hector, are you fighting in melee here along the wall?
Yes, I'm fighting in melee.
Okay,
and the
make
ones
another
that
roll.
are the wall. And success.
You did? Oh, nice. Okay. All right, now I got to roll for those around you. Oh, and they all get hits. Very good. Okay, whoops. Okay, so now they're starting to pour over. You see them actually now trying to bring the gate down. There's a handful at the gate, and they're rocking the gate. A handful, more like 15 or so.
Yeah.
You can see those Bosnian archers moving away from the gate in somewhat of a panic as they're coming down off the wall, preparing for those that are coming over. Make a person check there, Del.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Yeah. Oh man, a 2 now.
They don't hear you, right? They're
lost in the chaos.
Okay. Does anybody else want to rally those gate troops?
I will attempt to.
Okay.
To the walls, warriors! All be brave this day.
As I'm stabbing my pike at some of the picks, I raise it up and shout, "Hold this gate!"
So that'll be a +1 for both of you on that. That's awesome. Okay.
Yeah, but I didn't.
You're just not loud enough, Valenzo. You're a sneaky rogue guy.
Not on the shoulder and whispers in his ear.
Did you fail too?
No, I did.
Oh, you did. Okay. So you see some of these Bosonians. They heed you, and they start climbing back up onto the walls and fighting in melee. We will go to round 4. Now, unfortunately, you're all going to be in melee. There's too many coming over the walls. Every successful hit kills 3, gentlemen. So all you got to do is make a successful hit on round 4. And then I just roll for your compadres. You got, so that's 3.
I got a 5, so that's good.
Yeah, I got a 5 as well.
Wow, good. All right, that was, oh my, and you'd already taken out
like 6.
Yeah, you guys had already done pretty good on that first wave. Second wave has not been damaged a whole lot. Now, unfortunately, I'm going to roll for their attacks against you. That's a wound for you, Nada. You're surrounded by 3. You take a wound. Valenzo, you 6-1-1. You take 1 wound, sir.
Okay.
And Hector on the wall. No wounds for Hector. You're managing to fight these guys off and avoid wounds.
Okay, so our armor
will soak.
Yeah, soaked it.
It soaks 2 before you. Well, it'll soak 1, and they got another one left, right?
Yep.
Okay. You guys get to attack again on this first wave as they're pouring over. The gates are holding.
Okay.
Yes, the gates are holding.
That's a nimble or a brawn?
Anything you want, however you fight, right?
That's gonna work with my nimble. Yes.
Okay, so that's 3. Okay.
That was a fail.
I got another hit.
Wow. Okay, well, how about you, Hector?
I failed.
Oh, okay. All right, though. That's pretty good, though.
He's too busy fending off attacks.
Right, exactly. Okay, the ones around you, they get a couple. Okay, so that first wave, second wave is now in. You see them now. As you look about you, it's chaos. And now in the yard, in the actual courtyard, there are soldiers fighting in the courtyard against the second wave as they've come over the walls and they've come through the walls. The gate is held, fortunately. Okay, they're around you, 3 around you. Okay, no hits on you, Nada, as you managed to fight. 2 hits on you, unfortunately. Valenzo. Why can't I remember Valenzo? Why is that so hard?
I don't know. I have a problem with it.
That's 2, unfortunately, wounds for you. And Hector, no wounds again. 1, 1, and 2. As Hector's fighting on the walls. Okay, Are you round 6? Now, again, your armor should have soaked 2 of those, Todd, over the last 2 turns.
Yeah, so my armor's done.
Whoo! Okay. The good thing is the first wave has only a few left, so roll to hit, gentlemen.
Okay.
Remember, you can use nimble or brawn in this scrum.
Yeah, so I'm going to throw my pike to the ground and pull out both of my swords and start
nice.
flurrying.
Now remember, you still have 2 attacks on one of these.
Yeah. Okay. That's a hit, and that's a miss.
Okay. How about, and you hit, right? Not a hit. How about you, Todd?
Okay,
no.
Shoot.
Now, what Nada's doing is using a special that he gets to target 2 people once per combat.
Okay.
So I want to use that. I hit a 6,
okay,
a 1, and a 4. That's 2 hits.
Sweet.
2 different
target
opponents.
Nice. You have taken out the first wave, and you've started doing damage to the second wave here in turn 6, going into round 7, actually. Right? So not too bad. Let's see.
If they start to overwhelm me, I'll switch to
the
pike or whatever.
The gate holds and actually does damage, so that's good news. The fighters around you, unfortunately, don't do damage. However, now, damage on Nada. Ooh, 3 hits. Nada takes 3 hits.
Oh, I just got stuck. Yeah, like a pin cushion.
So fatigue starting to play a role here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now my armor takes 2 wounds or 1?
Should take 2, and then it's gone. It only soaks until it's destroyed.
Well, 1 would be gone, and then now I've taken 1.
Right.
All right.
Todd, no hits on Todd this turn.
I've got no hits. Okay.
Yep, you did not take 1. Hector, no hits on Hector. Hot dog. So that's good. Hector's managed to avoid damage in this crazy fight.
He's pirouette.
Unbelievable. Round 7. Valinus. Now, you see Valinus in the yard fighting, and he takes. Okay, Valinus is cutting down around his young soldiers now in the courtyard. He takes out, it looks like, with his soldiers 3. So round 7 starts. Roll your damage, gentlemen. Remember, a successful hit is 3 kills.
Okay. Now, when I got stuck with those arrows, I had to whip out the sword. Okay, so I'm using my brawn now.
Right.
Oh, just in time I got a 3, so I missed it.
You didn't? Yeah. Okay. How about
you? Got it if I'm still using them.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so your compadres around you hold the gate. All I got to do is roll a 6 and 3 dice to hold the gate. Damage around you, no extra help. Valinus in the yard does. Okay, so Valinus takes out some more. All right. Now, unfortunately, around you guys, there's only 12 of these soldiers left. These picks. 12 wounds left.
Okay.
So that will be, let's see here now. That's 1 against all of you. No damage on you, Nada. No damage on you, Todd. And no damage on Hector going into round 8.
Okay.
Nice. And roll your damage, gents. Now you will do your normal 3 damage to these guys if you hit, right?
Hit.
Yes.
Okay, wow, good.
That 3 damage did me hard because I just rolled a 1. So I missed on that one.
So you're fatigued. Yeah, you're hurting.
I'm getting overwhelmed. I was doing great until I'm getting
I'm recognizing that he's slowing down, and I'm going to try to fight my way over toward him to.
Nice. Okay. Do you want to? So did you roll the hit with that?
Success.
Oh, it is. Okay, great. So, what did you roll to get a success?
3.
3. Okay, so you just did it. Okay, so he doesn't give you a bonus, Dale, for your miss, but at least he fights to you. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So you did hit though, so that's okay. Wow, guys, unbelievable. The gate's easily held now because there's just not a lot left. Valinus with 2 6s. Valinus. There's only 2 of these guys left, and you hear the Bosnians screaming. What's left of these Bosnian soldiers are yelling, cheering as they've got 2 down in the courtyard. The 2 around you throw down their weapons. There's bodies everywhere. Many of your own dead as well, right? Understand that every time they damaged you, they also killed soldiers, right? So there's been a lot lost. However, there's 2 left surviving. You've won this defense of Fort Tuscelan. Valinus, covered in blood, surrounded with his soldiers. They meet you at the wall, shake hands, celebrating.
Yeah, I get under one knee. I'm removing the thing. There's a big gash in there where he stuck me several times.
Yeah.
I'm just taking my armor off. And I'm calling for, what's that nurse's name?
Adelphia?
Adelphus.
Give me to Adelphus. And then
come, my friend. I will pick him up and
Okay.
let him lean against me, and we will make our way to the kitchen.
Yeah, Adelphus is able to heal 1 person per day, so that would be you, Del.
Yeah.
Gives you a wound back. He begins to order his men to pile the bodies, and we'll burn them in the front. You don't hear the drums any longer. They started dying out midway through the fight. There are now boats along the shore that are empty. There's bodies at the boats. There's bodies in the field. There's bodies all around the fort and the gate. You gentlemen have just saved Tuscelan from the actual literature, right? In the literature, Tuscelan was lost. It was destroyed.
Oh, really?
In the Conan novella, right? So you guys just reversed literature.
That's a great way to do a combat, like a mass combat too.
Yeah, it was
really
fun.
Very efficient.
You
Very efficient.
You have to change the damage to be more like minions, right? You want them to be more right. But meanwhile, you're suffering at the same, right? Your crew is, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And I use the 6s to just hold the gate. So as long as I roll the 6 on these 3, that would hold the gate, right?
Otherwise,
the gate would have changed the dice damage against your guys if they lost the gate, right?
So you're rolling 3d6, and as long as you rolled 1/6, the gate held.
The gate held, and then I would roll 3 for those around you, soldiers fighting for you, and they needed 6s to do damage because they're not as skilled as you. Against you, I needed 6s to do damage, right?
Okay.
So these were basically 6s created damage to both armies, and 6s held the gate. But I would roll 3 dice to represent basically units of soldiers, right?
That's really good.
So very abstract, and then of course successes just mean we knock out bodies. There was 100 hit points. Is what you were facing 100 wounds. You just had to do 100 wounds before you died, or before they lost their 40 points. They had 40 points.
Wow.
Right.
And they're down to 18, by the way. So they lost over half their group men, right?
Yeah.
So you guys all stood. Hector, I don't think got hurt, did you?
Yeah, Hector didn't get hurt at all.
Unbelievable. So you have saved, and that's actually where we'll end, guys. You will be celebrated by the governor of Valinus as those who helped save. Now Zorog Sag is still out there doing his dirty work, but at least you saved Tuscelan, Fort Tuscelan, right? Tuscelan, something like that. Let's do our experience points, gentlemen.
Okay.
You guys killed the ape. That's 1.
We killed about 15.
You killed a whole lot, right? So you need 20 to go up a level. You guys definitely killed more than 20, and you succeeded at completing the quest, or a quest, which was freeing the slaves and the fort. So that's 6, 26. Let's just say you got 30. Let's say you have 35 experience points. That makes you 5 shy of another level. So you guys are at level 2.
Level 2. So now how's that work?
You just go up to level 2. So now you're special. You get an extra wound. So now your wounds increase by 1. And your special now can be used more often, right? Yeah. So that's all that changes when you level up. Wounds and your number of times you can use your special. That's it. There is no other leveling up. There is no other talents, feats. It's that minimalist.
That easy. I like it. Yeah. I like it a lot. Actually, this might work for me to introduce to people that are not into RPGs.
Yeah, minimalist game. Oh yeah, because they don't have to understand a whole lot. Just grab your Monopoly die and roll it.
Yeah, I think this would work.
Yeah,
but I probably use the AIA sci-fi,
pulpy sci-fi,
pulpies that they could,
See, I'm okay with it, minimalism, even with advanced players. because but obviously when it comes down to combat, every turn we just narrate however awesome we want it to be, and we roll to see if we do something. I like it because I can make those simple adjustments. Like him drawing the ape, the way he described that, and he hit the ape turns on him. I can give a bonus to putting his back to you guys, and I don't feel like I'm breaking the game to have that kind of player agency creates modifiers, right?
Right.
Yeah. Because we're all sharing a community theater of the mind.
Yeah.
Everybody at the table, so you know what I'm doing. So it makes sense.
I love how easy it is. I made I used Conan the Scout from Modiphius for all this. Conan the Scout has all the picks and all the maps and all the lore for that area in Hyboria. And then I used the Return to Black River novella for this time period.
Right.
And for these characters, Zorog, Grom, Balthius, who you didn't run into in the woods, he's in that book. They're all in that book. And, of course, that was the Conan story where Tuscelan fell, right? They actually fell. Conan and company didn't get there in time. Tuscelan fell to the army. And that changed Conahara to Aquilonia, right? Conahara, that fort now in the Modiphius age. So Odysseus's window of era. This fort is abandoned. It's an abandoned fort in the Modiphius 2D20 Conan lore, right? So we just played the era previous to that,
right?
And you guys saved it, so that's kind of fun, right?
Very cool.
What's the novel again?
Return to Black River, I think, or Black River. Maybe it's just Black River. I can't remember. But it's a novella. It's. Yeah, and I don't know. That isn't a Howard. I think that's one of the other writers. I think.
Oh, like Lynn Carter or something like that.
Yeah, it may have been. Yeah.
Maybe.
So that's what I used, and then of course our seed chart. You guys rolled those tonight. I didn't roll any other extra stuff. And I made all the monsters. So I have Zorg statted out. I had the Shockin' Ape-Men statted out. I had the Head Taker statted out. The Ghost Serpent, which you didn't meet. The Lagu Slavers, Leg Slavers. I statted out all my own monsters. That's how simple this is. I could do all that.
Maybe we'll be able to do that another time.
Yeah.
No, I like this setting. So I mean,
I love Conan.
So do I. So
probably like Conan more than Lord of the Rings. Those are my two favorites: Lord of the Rings and Conan.
Yeah.
But something about sword and sorcery, Conan is so fun, so fast. Yeah.
I hear you.
I've played 2D20. I've not run it. 2D20 is just a little. It's dense. It's very crunchy. It's just we couldn't have done half of this tonight with that.
Yeah. Right? I hear you.
So, that was fun. I do appreciate you guys. And how did it work? IDW.
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah,
really did. So
simple and rolls. And really appreciate
the rules they don't get in the way. The rules don't get in the way. And as always, you ran a wonderful game.
Oh,
so
well,
thank you so much.
Well, you guys are great. Are you kidding?
And thank you, Jory and Del.
Yep,
that was fantastic. So I have to go put my little guy to bed now.
As usual, right. Todd, I appreciate you, my friend. I appreciate you joining us and playing. Awesome.
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, folks.
And thank you, Jory. Did you have fun, Jory?
Yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah.
All right. Good night, all.
Yep. We'll see you, Todd. Thank you, sir.
Okay, bye.
So, Jory, you're accustomed to running D20, though, right?
Yeah, I'd kind of hack and put together like a homebrew thing, but it's still in the works.
Nice. Yeah.
But,
too easy?
Yeah.
Is this too easy for you? You like deeper games?
It's not that it's too easy. It definitely favors character play more than anything. I will say that like when rolling a d6 compared to a 20, a bonus or a negative means a lot more.
Yes, it does. Yep. 16%. A +1 on this is equal to +3 in d20.
Yeah.
Right? So d20 +3 is 15%. So they recommend only a +1 or a -1 on this.
Yeah,
any more than that, and it's too easy, right, or too hard.
Right. And I feel like that flows a little bit better because when you're on a D20 and looking for those minutial changes, you'll kind of want to stop and say like, well, can I negotiate for a point because of the incline or whatever,
right.
You know? So.
And that's what I love about this. You guys narrate some amazing thing, and it makes sense. Like you rallying on the wall, that's a +1. I mean, that's so simple. We just say, hey, that's a +1. It's that simple, right?
Yeah.
And you want to remember in something like IDW and AIA, it's pulpy. You're not superheroes, but you're meant to be heroic.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, but it's relative because you only have so many wounds, right?
Yeah.
If that ape hits you twice, you're done.
Yeah.
Right.
Just
Well, I
right.
think you have 5 wounds as a warrior, right? So you would have been.
Right.
But yeah, fun. That was great, guys. I do appreciate it. Well, thanks, Del, and Jory, thank you for saying you were available because I wasn't going to game this week. I took the whole week off. I was going to take a break and do some chores around the house. And so this was kind of a nice little. So I scrambled today to make sure I got my seed chart.
Okaying it.
What's that?
Yeah, I thank your wife for okaying it too.
Oh no,
you know
she's.
You always run a
great
great game. So
she's great. Are you kidding? She doesn't mind. She just we're running short on time before we get off quarantine and go back to work. So it's been kind of, and I've just needed a break. I've been tired, and so I've just needed a break. But this turned out to be the perfect time to do it, and a chance to play with Jory again. That was wonderful, and so very good.
To check it out too.
Yep.
So.
Well, I'll definitely run it again, and I'll run it with Conan because I love Conan, and it's that easy. It's that easy, right?
Yeah,
These are all notes from the game. This has nothing to do with prep, right?
Yeah.
I mean, nothing. This is just the notes scribbled down from the actual events.
That's my character and notes.
Yeah. Yeah, you got about as much as me, and then of course my seed chart is 1 page. Yeah. So pretty cool.
Well, how many seeds before we go? How many seeds did we trigger?
You did. Oh God, let's see. The leg slavers. I rolled that. So you guys rolled. What was the first thing you rolled?
I rolled 9, and then Todd rolled.
So you rolled the leg slavers.
Yeah.
Right. Raiding a nearby village. Now I just changed it to they already collected slaves. So I just changed it from raiding to collected slaves. They already had slaves. That was the camp that you found. And then Todd rolled 5, which was the 8-man, the Shotgun 8-man.
Okay.
And then I rolled the head hunting. I rolled that head demon thing, the demon head taker, right, coming through the woods, right. And I rolled that and Exelon. So in the book, Tiberius, one of the characters Conan deals with in the book, Tiberius, that's how they discover there's a head taker around because they find Tiberius's body and his head's gone.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, and what's great is in the book, they bring Tiberius's body back to the fort, and Velenus basically says, "You can't do this. You're spooking my soldiers. You can't. Don't. So I basically incorporated all that kind of concept into this. I didn't write anything. I'm just the difference is you guys arrived before. You didn't have. I wasn't going to have Tiberius in the game or anything, but I thought Zellion is a perfect example. So you would know he's a head taker. I had to do something to make Todd, so Todd understood he was a head taker.
Right.
Yeah. Right. So
I had to say I was getting you to point it out too for Jorian because I was suggesting maybe he tried that, just with the seeds.
Sure.
Like when you put it in the game to roll it and it informs because you're making that stuff up kind of on the fly, right? Because all you knew we was going down the river and then you rolled that.
Who, me?
Track. Yeah.
Oh, I make in this. I'm making aside from knowing Conan and knowing the map and knowing the village, because the actual bear tribes on the map, all that stuff exists. Everything else, I'm totally making up.
Work inside the confines of the reality and the settings, but you're still rolling random stuff that's happening, and you're injecting it into the world and how it makes sense.
And once I roll it, it's real. Once I present it to you, the characters, the players, it's real. You can't change it then, right? I mean, it has to mean something. It can't just be nonsense. It has to be meaningful. So right. So if I roll one that doesn't fit or is weird, like that won't work. I just ignore it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's kind of like using wandering monsters or something in D&D. You may not use because D&D 5 things like that. They don't use wandering monsters much. I don't believe anymore. Right? The old wandering monster tables.
I think they're in there.
Yeah. Oh, are they? Okay. Do you normally write all your own stuff, Jory?
As far as like campaigns and stuff, yeah.
That's traditional. I mean, that's I found this has been it's just easier to be prepared, and it's more fun for me to just kind of find out when you guys kind of find out. I know beforehand that the demon was coming. You guys were in the fight at the shore, and that was then when you went off after those guys, it was a good time to introduce the demon from the scream of Exelion. So had you guys chased toward that scream, you would have met the head taker.
Okay.
But because you didn't, I didn't force the head taker onto you. However, because Todd hung back, there was a chance that the head taker, he passed the head taker, right? So you don't always have to make it a combat either. But that would have been a teaser that, hey, somebody just screamed in the woods, let's go check that out. Then you would have met the head taker, right? In the book, Conan kills lops the head off the head taker in the book. He basically decapitates it. Right?
Yeah.
But
jeez, it's crazy, but I love it.
Yeah.
You know,
this was great fun. I love Conan, and I like this minimalist game, man. We can tweak it on the fly, right?
Yeah. And just trust each other and just play.
Mm-hmm.
And it all feels natural. Like when you said, okay, you're calling that out on the line, you get a +1 bonus for that.
Yep.
Everybody here knows that that's logical.
Yeah, and the great thing about playing a minimalist game is I can on the fly say, you guys are going to run. If you guys want to get there as fast as possible, I won't stop you. We'll just narrate it, and you'll suffer if you don't pass that brawn check. You'll suffer fatigue. And that's what we did, and it was fair. But I tell you beforehand so you know that what the odds are, right? And it's fair. So Todd then knew that his character was going to be at a disadvantage until he had rest, right? If he felt the role, which he did. You guys didn't, but he did. So, and that's what I love about a simple game too. I can really quickly tell you this is what's at stake, and it doesn't stop the in-character flow of the game, right? It doesn't suck you guys out of the world for me to say quickly, if you fail this roll, you're going to suffer fatigue, and we keep going, right?
Did you feel as a GM the same thing? Like if I feel like I have to stop and I'm not rolling with the characters, then it stops the flow of information for me to be able to supply more information.
Right.
It's like it trips me up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, like Jory knows, if he's prepared something, he can put the energy on the rules because he knows what he's prepared and he knows what's kind of coming. In this, I don't want to put any energy on the rule book because I have to be able to adjust and do this seed stuff. I'm putting all my energy into this place that we're sharing with you.
Yeah.
So I can create these scenes or these moments on the fly without worrying about the rules. Right.
Yeah, and I want to congratulate you for varying the names. You know.
Well, I took all the names straight from the novel.
Like me.
And from the Conan and the Conan source book, they give you names. So I just made sure I took names from.
I know that's my lesson learned.
There must be old man disease because Dell and I have trouble with names. I either can't remember them or I can't keep them straight. It's got to have something to do with being 50, huh, Dell?
Yeah, I know. And Todd's throwing me a curveball. What's your name again? Venusia? What? Venetian?
Well, then, of course, we start talking about all the races of Hyboria, right?
I know.
The Zingarians and the Zamorians, and it's like, gee, and I don't run Conan a lot, so it's like today I'm just trying to get in my head. Okay, remember these things. So if I ran Conan a lot, it would become very, very easy to remember.
Intuitive, just kind of.
Yeah. When you run D&D, they're goblins, they're orcs, there's just not a whole lot of that kind of stuff, right? They're generic, so to speak, unless you're running a particular world in D&D.
But I think it was successful, man. I mean,
I had a great
on all counts.
I'm judging success by: are we having a good time? Was it worth it to sit down and do this for 2 hours? I think, yeah. Was this better than a movie tonight? That's how I look at it. Had you rather while watching a movie with your girlfriend, or had you rather be watching TV? Then we got a problem. If you'd rather be doing this, we're doing all right.
That's what I'm saying. If it ain't fun, right. I can think of something else to do.
Yeah. I definitely the worst thing somebody can say to a GM is, "Dang, I'd rather have watched a movie tonight." That's horrible. That's the worst part. Because I love role playing, so it's not hard. It's not hard to get me to play over anything else, but not everybody feels that way, right? So, well, thank you, Jory. That was great again, my friend. Hopefully you'll join us again. It's great.
Yeah, sure. Thanks for hosting.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm gonna
All right, gentlemen. Again, thank you.
We'll
I won't be back. I won't
everybody.
see you and talk to you probably till Monday or so. I'll be gone, literally off for a while, so I won't see
Okay,
you.
well, take the break with it, okay?
Oh, I am. That's
have a great time.
We got some stuff to do at our actual career, at our actual business, so we got to get that place cleaned up. We haven't been in that building has been locked down for the last month, so we're gonna finally be able to get into the building and clean our studio and do some work around that. So,
Jeez, yeah. Take your time to do that. I really appreciate you jumping off.
Well,
and
well, did you think it was worth it?
Oh yeah.